Okay, so what we're going to be creating today, guys, is we're going to be creating a fall tree from a different perspective than we usually draw. So we're going to use a piece of paper and a pencil for now. Make sure the paper is nice and tall, or vertical as we call it. And what I'm going to have you do is we're going to just put just kind of like a dot up here towards the right corner. Just a tiny dot, don't make it too dark. And I want you to make a line that connects this dot to the corner of your page. It does not need to be a perfectly straight line. In fact, I'd prefer it's kind of curvy and a little bumpy because we're creating a tree. And go ahead, we're gonna make another line that follows it, and it's gonna get nice and wide. So we want it to look like this is getting wider and it's thin. So we've now just made the trunk of our tree. Next, we're gonna add a couple of branches. Now, when we make branches, we want to do the same kind of idea where the bottom of the branch is thick where it touches the tree and it gets skinnier as it goes up. So let's go ahead and add like 4 branches. If you want to add more, you can, but I'm gonna go for 4. Please don't do less. You have to have at least 4 branches on your tree. Otherwise, your tree might look a little sparse and sick. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna make a branch up here. I'm gonna go a line there. You can see it goes thick, and as they get closer, it gets thin. And I think we're gonna just add another one right off there. Then I'm gonna make a branch up here. Goes thick to thin. And you can almost make them like little lines. And I'm gonna add 2 more on each side down here. So let's go ahead. And they're gonna be a little longer since they're since they're further down. That's one, and this one's gonna be down here. Remember, we don't want perfectly straight lines because trees aren't really perfectly straight. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 branches. Now, the next thing I'm gonna want you guys to do is we're gonna kind of just add on the leaves, but we're not drawing individual leaves. We're gonna draw kind of just like a bundle of leaves because we're not gonna go into detail right now. I'm just gonna use almost kind of like when you make a cloud. And I want it to kind of surround the branch for right now. So go ahead, almost like you're drawing clouds on them, but they're not clouds. Just make sure that all your branches have leaves going around them. And go ahead, this last one. And then we'll just have, towards the top, we're gonna have just a bit more because we can't see any of the branches up there because they're very far away. So we're just gonna create just a bunch that connect the top together, okay? Then the next thing you wanna include is when we make our trees, we wanna include these lines to make them look like they're rough. So we're gonna go ahead, and it's just bumpy, wavy lines. Just add a couple of them just to make it look like the tree has bark on it. You can go ahead and add a few onto the branches, like 1. Probably can fit 1, maybe 2 on them. Okay. So for right now, what I want you to do is, this is all we're doing for drawing. I do not want you coloring yet. We are going to talk about coloring next week. What I want you to do is find a black marker or a black crayon or a black color pencil, something just that's black and nice and dark. And you're going to go and trace over all of your pencil lines. And that is all you're turning in for this week because we're doing a work in progress. That means we're not finishing it all today. I don't want you guys rushing through and coloring it. If you submit a colored picture to me, I will not accept it as full credit. You're only submitting your drawing that's been traced over in black.